Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Dragon Ball Z Figurized Kid Buu plastic model. So yes, here we have Buu, which I of course picked up because I was hoping he would be in scale with my SH Figuarts collection, since they refused to make an SH Figuarts Buu for whatever reason. And he's decent enough for that, but he's not perfect. But he's certainly a good thing to fill in that spot if that's what you want, or if you just happen to be a fan of Buu or models or other things that are what this is. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulations, sculpt paint details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Buu. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universal Wolverine. Buu is notably shorter than a standard 6-inch figure, but he's still a bit bigger than I would like. He certainly is at least usable in the scale, though. Of course, much too big for 3 3/4-inch scale. And here we have a Figuarts comparison with the standard version of Goku and Krillin. As you can see, he's really just too tall for Figuarts to be accurate. He's still usable, but he's really too big. And I picked Krillin because they're almost the exact same size. And Krillin's also too big. Also, just so you know. Now let's go ahead and get everything else out of here and just look at Buu. Moving on to our 360 spin, as you can see, Buu is mostly pink whenever it comes to skin. His entire body is just that sort of matte pink color. None of the holes are painted. You would have to do that yourself, and they don't come with any sticker decals. His bracers and boots are black, and they do come with gold trim stickers, but they're so finicky there was no way I was going to put them on. I'll probably just paint them later. He does have a sticker for the belt, the gold M there. That was easy enough to put on. White pants, pretty plain, lots of wrinkles folded into those. And then he's got sort of off brownish yellowish kind of shoes. And that's pretty much it. All the details reasonable. Of course, he's got all the seams and stuff for the model kit, but I think he looks pretty good. And if you painted some of the extra details on, he would look really good. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpts. Head sculpt-wise, Buu's base head is of course pink, and it has the big antenna dingly thingy on top of it. It does have little holes in it, which are not painted, but his ear holes do come with sticker decals that I put on. His first face is just sort of a grimace, open teeth, black eyes, red pupils. No sticker decals are required for that face. And then he has an open, laughing, screaming kind of face. And then the teeth and tongue and stuff are actually stickers. I did manage to put those on because it looks terrible without them. But they are very tiny and very finicky, and if you are good at painting tiny things, you may want to paint those instead. But either way, both of the faces look nice. It would be cool if they had another one, because I would prefer a kind of stern expression as well. But these are both cool, and no real reason to complain too much about that. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Buu is quite good. His articulation's a bit unusual if you're not familiar with model kits, but it all moves pretty well. He's got a little ball peg in the head, so that rotates around and everything. His neck also moves around a little bit. His shoulders go in and out, forward and back, and rotate around on the joint a little bit. Bicep rotation. He's got sort of a double joint-ish elbow. It's not technically a proper double joint, but it gets pretty good motion. Little ball peg in the wrist, so you get some rotation and pivoting there. Ball joints in the chest and in the waist, so you get a little bit of rotation and movement there. Hips go in and out, forward and back, and drop down and rotate around. You get pretty much full movement there, but they are sort of weirdly shaped joints, so you may want to finick around with those a little bit. Nice single joint knees, but you get full range of motion out of them. And then you get hinge and pivoting in the ankles that's blocked a little bit by the cuff of the boot, but you get decent enough motion there as well. So you can get him into practically any pose you really want to. The articulation's about on a similar level to Figuarts, so you shouldn't have any trouble posing him with your Figuarts if that's what you want to do. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some accessories. Accessories-wise, you get a couple of different things with Buu. First off, you do get some hands, so you get 2 fist hands and 2 open palm blasting hands. Certainly not the variety you get with something like Figuarts, but, you know, it's a decent little set of hands. There's no detail painted on them. I'll probably have to paint the nails black at some point to make it a bit more accurate and add some extra detail. But they are decent looking hands in terms of sculpt and stuff. And then you get your effects pieces. You get a beam effect, which comes with a little stand to put it on. You can also put Boo on the stand via this little white piece. Interestingly enough, these stands are basically the same as Tamashii and Figma stands in terms of the peg hole size, so you can attach Boo and these effects to those kinds of stands, which is very useful because this stand is very unbalanced, and it holds up the effects fine, but it doesn't really hold up Boo very well. And then you get your ball effect that you can attach to Boo's wrist, and it also has a peg hole on it, so you can attach it to the stand as well. My only real complaint about these effects is that they're dark purple. For whatever reason, in the original pre-production pictures, they were light pink, just like they should be. But for some reason, they changed them to dark purple, so now they look like more something that maybe Frieza or even Vegeta might use. But whatever, they're fine enough, I guess. But that's a very strange and bad change. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, that wraps it up for Boo and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, you do get a windowless model kit box. It's got a picture of Boo on the front, as well as some pictures of the actual figure, and of Goku as well. And there's this little thing down here at the bottom advertising that you get something for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and there is a code inside the box. I have no idea what it's for, because I can't read it, but if you have Xenoverse 2, and if it works on American consoles or whatever the code is specifically for, it says PS4 on it, then maybe that's good? Question mark? I have no idea. And there is nothing printed on the back. Of course, the box will contain all the trees and things that you need to build the figure, as well as some instructions, which I'll let you peruse a page or two of real quick. In terms of how difficult it is to complete, I'm not real familiar with model kits. I've only built a couple at this stage, and I didn't have any major complaints with how difficult it was. You just follow the directions and build him. It takes a little while. Certainly more complex than the space pod that I built, but it's easy enough if you just follow directions and do it. Should take maybe an hour. I don't know. But yeah, pretty simple. Perfectly acceptable little instructions there. So yeah, build your own Boo or whatever. Unfortunately, this kind of box is, of course, not good for in-package display, but I guess it's got a nice picture of Boo on the front of it. So, yeah, Kid Boo.
Alright, that wraps it up for Boo. So until next time, goodbye.
Thanks for watching one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video or subscribe if you would like to see my future content. If not, run away. Run away and never return. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/vrreviews, follow me on Twitter at VenomRaptor09, or follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/vrreviews. Thank you, and goodbye.